and Joe, let 'em know. Hard gas tales, keep it real, let it show. From the school halls to the world's hustle and bustle. Tune in weekly, gotta stay in the shuffle.
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
Hey, Jesse. Not much is going on today.
No, not much, but there's been a lot going on in the last few days, but
Yeah.
during the 4th.
So today is July the 8th, a
Yeah.
Tuesday.
July the 8th. It's summer's going by really fast, Joe.
I know.
Too fast.
That's true. We need to slow down a little bit.
We haven't done what we really want to do. Honestly, I'm moving. You got schoolwork.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to do our barbecue tour. We just haven't had the time for it.
I think we're going to start making notes, and we'll put out an episode that's just devoted to that, even though it won't be as comprehensive as what we first
we want it to be.
thought it's going to be.
Yeah.
But we can put out like a short episode, and we'll do, let's say, like 5 restaurants that we go to,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we got to
and
do
we
something.
can do that.
I mean, we do something, but we've just been so busy,
Yeah,
with the move to the new house and with you with schoolwork and
yeah.
life, just
So
life. Honestly.
we did put a podcast out, about a week or so ago,
Yeah, we did.
right? But a lot of stuff
Yeah.
has happened, so we wanted to get out
You haven't had
another.
our air conditioning
Oh my goodness,
5 days or so, wasn't it?
it was 5 days.
I mean,
But the 4th of July weekend was there. I didn't want to call the guy back.
yeah.
Okay, so real quick, we'll explain what happened. My thermostat went out blank, like it was just off. So I popped it off the wall and put it back on, and it worked. I said, "Oh, problem
how long?
solved." A few hours,
Okay.
and then popped it off again, put it back on, it worked again overnight, maybe even 2 days.
Yeah.
And then I did it again, it didn't work.
No more.
So I
was
left
done.
it off for like a half hour. I just let it thought about what it's done.
Right.
You think about that thermostat, and now you get back on the wall and you do your job. So I put the thermostat back up. It worked.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then it did no longer work.
It didn't work no more.
No,
That was done.
it was done.
Adios.
So I bought a replacement on Amazon.
You thought it was a thermostat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I put the new one on. Nothing. It didn't even light up.
Yeah.
So I said, well, maybe it's the back part that you wire. So I took the old one off and I put the new one on, and I'm reading the directions on how to wire it up
Yeah.
because I didn't take a picture of how the old one was,
Yeah.
which is dumb. I know better.
Yeah, that's true. You
I
should've
know
taken
better
a
than that.
picture. I
So-
always take a picture.
I just did what the directions say.
Yeah.
Put the red one there, white one, yellow one, green one.
Right.
And then nothing. So I'm like, something's jacked here.
Yeah.
So, but it all started when lightning struck. So lightning struck outside, the AC went off.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I put those two together. Just the thermostat acting up. Anywho, I called the guy out, and he said, "Oh, this is wired wrong." So one guy was up in the attic, one guy was at the thermostat because those people did it initially not like the directions would say.
Right. So he had to go look at the wires up there
Right.
and communicate to the guy at the thermostat
Right.
on how it was wired.
Yes.
Okay.
And a fuse blew up in the attic.
Okay.
So they replaced the fuse, wired it correctly. But before they came out, I know that a capacitor can go out on the AC
Yeah.
relatively easy.
Oh, yeah.
And I know they're really easy to replace. And mine cost like $20 on Amazon. So I bought a replacement on Amazon.
Yeah.
I went out there. I took it off. I did take a picture.
They also have it at Ace Hardware here in town.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they had
I bought mine.
mine or whatever.
Oh,
But
they got them forever. They have them at the Ace Hardware. So if you want to go get one immediately, Ace
Okay.
Hardware. Because mine went out
noted.
and I replaced it.
So I took a picture of how it's wired. I took it out. I put my multimeter on it, and it seemed to be working fine. I said, well, all right, I'll just put this one back in. And I looked at the wires, and I wired it back up. They came out. They looked at that. They did all this stuff out there. So finally, they're like, well, it was just the fuse, and it was wired wrong. I said, yeah, that's my bad on the thermostat because I didn't take a picture of how it was the first place. So it's running, and they left. I was like, sweet. And it was not blowing cold.
Yeah.
So they came back out. But I didn't want to call them back over 4th of July weekend. That's rude.
True.
'Cause,
But,
like,
I mean,
first
you
of
need
all-
air, though.
Well, since that cold front came through, it wasn't too bad at night. We left the
it wasn't
windows
a cold
open.
front. It was a cool front.
Well, we don't call them cool fronts. they're just either a cold front or
But
a
it
warm
wasn't
front.
very cold, Joe.
It got into the 70s,
It still wasn't.
but
It's cool. I call them cool fronts, Joe.
that was about
we,
3
we
nights.
we can be Central Texas here and weather forecasters and not be politically correct, and we can just say it was a cool front because
Okay.
it kind of cooled off.
But the night before that, or sorry, Sunday night, it
Yeah.
wasn't cool.
Right. Oh, it was humid.
It
as
was
heck.
humid.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
hot. We just had fans going.
Yeah.
Suffered through the night.
I can
The guy
imagine.
showed up the next day, and he said, "This is wired wrong. Did you rewire it?" I said, "Well, yeah, because I didn't know what else to do."
Rewired what?
The thermostat after they left,
Joe,
it wasn't
after
blowing
these
cold.
guys did it the right way.
I popped it off, and the yellow one was just hanging there doing nothing.
yeah.
And so I was like, "Well, I'll put that in the yellow. Maybe that's like, maybe something will kick on outside
Oh, my God.
in the backyard."
Oh, my God, Joe.
So the upstairs fan, I mean the attic, all that was working. It just wasn't blowing cold.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, this yellow one doesn't go to anything. It's just an extra.
Yeah.
And he's like, and this blue one needs to go up there. So I was like, okay. So they put the blue one up there. And then we go outside, and I was like, well, that's the way it was before.
Before, yeah.
Like, this is just what was going on all weekend. I just did the rewiring
Yeah.
that night because it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I was just trying stuff.
Yeah.
So I said, well, it's the same. Like, if you wired it back, the fuse isn't blown upstairs. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, that's going to be the same. So we're standing there by the outside unit, and he goes, this motor's turning the wrong way. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, you should be feeling hot air.
Right. Right. Just like your fan
As-
in your
yeah.
house, the way it blows.
It,
yeah.
it should be blowing hot air up, and it's not.
yeah.
And I said, oh, no. Could that be because I didn't wire the capacitor up right?
Oh, my God.
And he's
Joe.
like, yep.
oh, my
So
God.
we switched those two wires. It started blowing hot air up inside. It started cooling off.
Joe.
I said, "But I took a picture.
Joe,
I
you're
don't know
so
what.
dumb.
I don't know what happened.
Joe, you're
I know.
so dumb.
I know. I told him, I was like, hey, I'm dumb.
Yeah.
I'm
he
sorry.
is. Yeah. Yeah. And then trying to do the thermostat after the guys went upstairs, looked at the wiring, came and were communicating on how to hook the thermostat up. Then you think they did
I
it
didn't know
wrong.
what else it could be.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
running, and it just was not blowing cold. I
And you
thought
never went outside, looked at the fan, how it was turning.
whenever I went outside, it wasn't turning.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because you had it wired wrong, the thermostat, so it wasn't turning on.
Yeah.
Oh, my
So
God, Joe.
that's my hot house experience
Yeah,
the last
for no
4 days.
reason.
For no reason.
I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
it's because if I would have wired the capacitor upright initially,
hey,
he came out. They did find what happened because of that fuse upstairs. That's the main thing.
yeah,
The capacitor was before they ever even came out the first time.
I know. Joe, take pictures of everything you take off before you take it off.
But you know what the problem was? In all honesty, it's that those wires at the capacitor that I mixed up was like a dark orange and a brown, an orangey brown.
Yeah,
Like both of those wires looked almost the same color.
yeah,
And so when I matched them up on my picture, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that one's going that way, that one's going that way. And the
Yeah.
sticker on the front, I lined up the sticker. Anywho,
I don't
okay,
know,
I'm done.
Joe. No, orangey orange and orangey brown. I don't know, Joe. Still orange and brown.
All right, I'll show
Basically.
you the picture and I'll show you the thing, and you
All
see
right.
if you wouldn't have made the same mistake.
That's fine. Show me later, dummy.
Yeah. So, anyways, for 4th, we got out of the house. We went to my parents' house. We cooked horseshoes.
Horseshoes.
That's right, Central Illinois
Yeah,
favorite.
You told me horseshoes. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You're heating up horseshoes or cooking
Well,
horseshoes?
it's a burger.
I'm thinking horseshoes.
Yeah, it's a burger.
But why horseshoes?
That I have no idea.
It ain't shaped like a horseshoe.
No, it's not.
I don't get it.
I don't know either. I don't know the etymology of the term horseshoe.
Horseshoe. Oh, okay.
I mean,
Anyway,
if
tell
someone's
everybody
out,
about the sandwich.
it's a piece of toast, then your burger.
Open face.
Yeah,
Kinda
it's an
deal.
open face sandwich.
Yeah.
Some people call them horseshoe sandwiches, but it's an open face. So toast, burger, French fries all over that, and then there's a cheese sauce that's poured over top.
Yeah. You don't put anything on the bread like manio or
No,
no lettuce, tomato, just the meat, the bread, and the cheese sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
and fries.
All right.
Some people like to go cheese sauce on the burger, top it with fries. Other people like the fries and then the cheese sauce over everything, which is how I prefer.
Okay.
I put a little ketchup on the side, then I get my fries and my burger in the ketchup, but there's cheese sauce
Yeah.
on it
Huh.
too. But a lot of
The horseshoe.
restaurants have a lot of different types of meat now. You can get
Yeah.
chicken, ham, bacon.
Well,
Wendy really likes my buddy Jason up in Illinois. He has a place, and Wendy really liked their buffalo chicken. So it's seasoned in a buffalo sauce,
yeah.
and then that chicken
On a
is
patty.
on top.
Yeah.
It's like a full chicken breast.
Yeah, Daphne saw it, the picture, and so she called you for the cheese sauce. And
Yeah.
I think the next day, I think she made.
Yeah, she sent me a picture, so she
I made
it.
burgers and she toasted some bread and she made her
Did
her
she like
version
it?
of the horseshoe. Yeah, she liked it. She made her version of the horseshoe.
I mean, there are
so,
some cheese sauces out there. The
Yeah.
people that have these perfected, I mean, it is so good.
Yeah.
Like once we made ours with, usually it starts out with a roux, so it's flour and butter
Yeah.
melted, and then once you get that roux going,
Put the
you
cheese
can
in.
add your milk.
Milk and cheese.
If you're in a little bit of a hurry, use hot milk. So
Oh.
you heat that milk on the stove
Yeah.
and pour that hot milk into your roux. Then you have a bechamel sauce,
Yeah.
and then once you add cheese to it, it's the cheese sauce.
Okay.
And people add all kinds of different cheeses. You add a little mustard powder sometimes.
Yeah,
You got
she made hers a little spicy.
a little Worcestershire,
She made hers a little spicy.
and people put some hot sauce in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, she made hers a little spicy, but
Um,
yeah, I grilled burgers that night. It was the next day. I think I grilled some burgers, and then she made. I just made a regular burger, but she made her the horseshoe. You know, I'm not a cheese guy, so
Yeah.
No
I mean,
way.
sometimes-
no cheese for me.
You can really be sneaky and make it really good, and instead of butter, or along with butter, you can add a little bacon grease.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Us for the 4th. I just grilled some steaks and some chicken. Made more than enough for the two of us because it was just the two of us. Yeah, and just we ate that, and I've been eating on it.
Ever since?
I think ever since. Yeah.
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 Well, we were gonna light fireworks off and stuff, but
You can't in the city,
no, we're not allowed to here.
but people do. They're going
Yeah.
off everywhere.
Yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
Do you see those videos of the folks in L.A.? There's
No.
there's aircraft in the air, and there's pictures from the air of all of L.A. and there's fireworks going
Oh,
off.
yes,
it
you
looked
showed me.
like every single house
was shooting fireworks
was shooting fireworks
in L.A. Yeah. Yeah.
And that it was, I think, a local news station from there was showing the
Yeah.
aerial photos.
I
or
remember
video.
now. You showed me the photo. I remember.
That's crazy, huh?
That's nuts. Just nuts.
They're like, we don't care. We're celebrating this
People
year.
don't care. Yeah. Yeah. They're proud. They're proud of the 4th of July, I guess,
Yeah.
or just being idiots and popping firecrackers, one or the other.
Well, they didn't say a whole bunch of people got injured,
Yeah. True that.
and they didn't
No
start any
house
fires.
I mean, they already had L.A. They already had the L.A. fires.
I did see that a rapper, who I don't recognize the name, but they said he lost a couple of fingers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
If that story's true, but
Yeah.
that's what I heard.
Huh.
That's the only injuries I've heard.
Yeah.
But on
I
a
think
sad
he
note,
had a number right in his name.
yeah,
Some kind of number.
his name was like 4 extra.
4 or something.
But
right?
that's what I heard on Gutfeld. And
Yeah.
I never know if Gutfeld, if they're serious or they
Yeah.
just
and now they
joking
call him,
around.
Now they call him Three Fingers.
they called him. It was
Something like
4
that, right?
extra.
4 extra.
Gutfeld's joke was now they're going to call him like 3 left.
3 left.
3,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. 3 fingers left. Yeah. That makes sense. That's funny.
But on the 4th, we did have the floods here in Texas.
Oh my God, that was devastating. I think so far, as of today or this morning, 104 bodies have been recovered. So
Yeah.
that's terrible. Those, what was it, 28 children from that Camp Mystic, and the camp counselor.
Yeah.
I don't know who else. I know he saved like 5 kids before the current finally took him. And they said the counselors were all pulling kids out of the water, and
Yeah, that whole thing is.
and then I
it's
read in the
terrible.
paper that a local girl that they people own the restaurant here in town.
Oh,
in
and
Belton.
here in Belton. Yeah.
The chefs or chefs or however you pronounce that name.
Chefs. Yeah.
Chefs.
I think it's chefs
barbecue.
though. Yeah.
Um, yeah, she was there with some friends, like 5 of them, family or something like that, and they got swept away. And all 5 got rescued. They went by a house, and the people were standing on the second story, and they dropped sheets down and pulled all of them up.
Oh my goodness.
So
they
yeah,
okay.
that's a local story. I mean, it was.
Yeah, they made it.
Yeah, yeah. Girl's like 17 or 18 years old.
That girl goes to the same high school as Aiden goes
Yeah,
to, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy.
So all of us, they say everybody like 1 degree of separation. We probably know somebody.
Yeah.
More than likely. There's
Yeah.
that. many
Even though
people.
that's 150 miles away from here, 150, 160
right.
maybe.
But everybody was there on the 4th. So I imagine when it's all said and done, we're gonna.
That's
know.
terrible timing. It was the 4th,
yeah.
like people
Everybody
out on
was
the
there.
river. Yeah.
There was a rodeo family. There was like a little youth rodeo going on in Kerrville, and they were in their truck and their camper at an RV park. They got swept away.
That's terrible.
A guy, the wife, and the son, I believe, got swept away.
That
in a camper.
That river came on so fast.
Yeah, it's like 34 inches in like 45 minutes. Is what I just read now.
Of how much rainfall?
Yeah, 34 inches.
They got I'm talking about the river rising.
River rose.
It was like 26 feet.
I just read just now. It said it was 34 feet. So I don't know.
Oh, you said inches.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. 34
feet.
34 feet.
Yeah,
I just read that yesterday. I was seeing where
it probably had, depending on what part of the river.
Yeah, because they said 26, 27, and just now I just read 34. So I don't know what's
and
right
what
or
made
wrong,
it
but
worse
it's a lot.
is all the trees, debris, all the cars, everything. It started sweeping
and
up.
the people that were getting out got to those low water crossings, and they were slow getting across because one by one, and the water kept getting higher and higher. Like what? That's like a half a foot a minute, maybe. I mean, just think how fast that water's rising. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah,
half a foot a minute.
Yeah,
and you're waiting in line to go across those low water.
I think it would be a little more than that.
And all of a sudden, the water's coming higher and higher, and then it's going past those low water crossings, and then just starts sweeping cars away.
Yeah.
And so, those people were trying to get out.
And it doesn't take much, though, to start sweeping cars.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I have a story. We were in, back when I was working in the oil field, we were doing a job, and it was just 3 of us. My boss was in the logging truck. I was in the pressure control truck and trailer with all the pressure control equipment. And our other operator was in the crane. So we had 3 pieces of equipment, and it was just us 3. And so we would go down and get the tool ready and stuff like that, and we'd help the engineer get everything ready, and then my buddy would get on the crane, and I would get on pressure control. We'd pick a tool up, and we'd go down a hole. We were there all day. We were logging. We were there all day. We probably got there, say, 8 o'clock in the morning, and from when we got there, Joe, it was raining. And it never stopped. And we weren't thinking because we were just working. And we were having trouble with the well.
Because of the rain or just in general?
No, we were just having trouble with this well. It was close to Eagle Pass. It was between Carrizo Springs and Eagle Pass. So we were close to Mexico. And we were in an area where there was a lot of low water crossings. And we didn't realize we had crossed that many low water crossings going in and little low bridges. And I'd say we got there probably 6:37, rigged up, and we worked all day. And I think we got done probably about 8 o'clock. And by the time we rigged down, it was like 9:30.
So from 6 in the morning till 9:30
Yeah,
at night.
we were there working all day. And so we just loaded up and started driving. And we got to a low water crossing. Water was running across that sucker probably like a foot, maybe foot and a half going over that water.
Was it like a
2 foot?
A creek or a...
Yeah, it was like just a dip in the road and water just running.
Right, but I mean,
there.
Was there traditionally already a little creek that ran through there?
No. This was just a dip in the road.
Oh, okay.
And it had the flood sign
right.
there, and it was like at a foot. I don't know, maybe 2 foot. I can't remember, but it was going fast, and they're dangerous to cross when they're going like that because if a tree's coming or something could hit you, So my boss said he made my buddy in the crane go in front of us because he's big.
Is that tracked like a Did it have treads on it like a tracked?
No,
crane?
no. It was an 18-wheeler, like a
Oh,
Peterbilt with a crane on the back of it.
Oh, okay.
And so it
I thought he was
big.
driving some sort of
Yeah,
treaded.
he's tall, big like an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
So he goes in front. I get in the middle. I'm in a 450 flatbed Ford with like a 32-foot gooseneck trailer with all the equipment and all the pipes, all the pressure control stuff on that. So I'm heavy too. And my engineer's in the logging truck, which is also an 18-wheeler, an Peterbilt. And so we crossed that one, no problem. We come up to a low bridge, Joe. And like the railing on those bridges are probably like maybe 2 foot tall.
Yeah.
The water was over the railing.
And that's the second water crossing?
This is the second water crossing. And this is a low bridge. This is a bridge. But the water is running over the bridge.
Oh.
And it's over the railing.
Uh-oh.
And we stop and we're on the phones and we're talking to each other. And my boss says, man, look, I'm tired. I want to go home. And I'm like, man, it's dangerous. Something could knock us off the bridge and take us away. One of us at least, He says, well, we got to make a decision. And I said, I don't really want to go. And the other boy I was in the truck. They were in big, tall vehicles.
Yeah.
And everybody decided that we're going to go across. And so my buddy eased across.
Did the saying "turn around, don't drown" get brought up in this
Joe,
conversation?
There's no way to turn around. We were already in a bind. We were between a low water crossing and a low bridge.
Yeah.
So we were in a bind regardless.
But I just mean, did one of you bring up the phrase
Yeah,
"turn around,
that's
don't
what
drown"?
they say because that's what I'm thinking. But I'm pulling this 32 foot. I can't turn around. Anyway, they might be able to because their vehicles weren't that long. But I'm long. I'm in a flatbed Ford and a 32-foot gooseneck trailer. I'm not turning around. And so, we decided to go. So I went as close as I was, like almost touching that crane. He was pushing the water, like
right.
The water was in a V. So like when I was going across, it wasn't too bad. But when I hit that bridge, that water hit me. It did hit me. My truck did a little shimmer. I'm not gonna lie to you, and my sphincter tightened up really tight. But I stayed as close as I could to that crane, almost hitting him. I had a front bumper guard in my truck. Even if I bumped him, I wasn't really worried about it.
Yeah.
And then my engineer in the logging truck, he was behind me. And when I looked in my mirror looking back, I could see the water almost to the headlights of that truck, of a Peterbilt. So that's how high the water was when I was crossing it. But the guy was kind of pushing the water away from me. So I was so close to him that I wasn't really. The trailer was catching it. And I think that's what kind of got me.
Yeah.
When I got that little shimmer. But the water was ready coming back up when it got to my engineer in a big truck. And that water was past the bumper almost to the lights of that 18-wheeler, that Peterbilt. That's how high the water was.
That's probably 4 or 5 feet tall then.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we crossed there was a flood pole that says the feet.
It's like a measuring stick.
Yeah, it was at 4.5 feet when we crossed it.
Oh, that was a good guess then.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
And so we crossed one more low water crossing, which was a piece of cake compared to what we had just crossed. And then we got to town, which was Carrizo Springs, and the road that we had to take to go back to our shop was in Pleasanton.
What was the town?
Carrizo Springs.
Carrizo Springs.
And we couldn't go home that way because there was a bridge also, a big bridge. This one was a big bridge, and water was completely over the top of that. And
well, at least you had somewhere to stay, right?
Yeah. No. We decided to go up. So we went toward Uvalde.
Oh, okay.
And we just worked our way up and found a way and made it. It took us, instead of like an hour and a half to get home, it took us like 3 hours by the time we got home. But we were so exhausted. It was like, I want to say 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning by the time we got home. We stopped at a gas station and got some cheap food. We were starving. We hadn't eaten all day.
Yeah, if you work till 9.
And we got those sandwiches out of the icebox and we just ate. We gorged out on junk food. we were starving, and we stopped at a gas station, like I said, for a while, and just ate and sat in there and just kind of thought about what we had just done, and kind of like freaking ourselves out about it. And then we got back in the truck, and we just eased our way up, which is a higher elevation going up, and we found our way back. And then we had to go up almost to San Antonio. We turned and went almost to San Antonio, and then we came back down to our shop, which was about 40 minutes from San Antonio, down south. So, yeah, but we made it. But that's my story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really scary. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's probably the scariest. It wasn't too bad because, like I said, I was crossing behind that 18-wheeler, and he was going fast enough that he was pushing the water.
Right.
And I just bumped him and just kept going. But I was scared for my engineer, but it's a heavy truck, so he made it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was amazing.
When we lived in Leesville, Louisiana, it's near the border of Texas, and the Sabine River is what separates the two.
Yeah.
And the Sabine River flooded
Right.
while we were there, and there was a couple of small towns
Yeah.
that were right along that river. And I can't remember how many folks died, but it really wrecked the town.
Yeah.
And so they took donations. And so my buddy Scott and I, we loaded up each of our cars, both families, just put together all kinds of stuff. They're just like, whatever you have that you're not using and you want to like give away. So we gave like shoes, pots and pans. I mean, just tons of stuff,
Yeah, 'cause everybody lost everything.
which was kind of good for us to get rid of stuff that
Yeah.
we weren't
Oh, yeah.
using.
Yeah, I wish we could do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, because we got a lot of stuff to give
Yeah.
away.
And my friend Scott and his wife Joyce, I mean,
Especially
they were
after this move.
same with them. They were
Yeah.
happy to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
And the boys, Aiden and Riley, we all just loaded up the car, brought stuff over, and they were so happy to get it. They opened up a church, so we just brought stuff. I mean, two big cars full of stuff. I don't know what they if they need stuff like that here, but there is
Yeah.
a we can tell folks about a if they want to donate.
Yeah, I seen it on Fox News.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the corner.
Fox has a link,
Yeah.
and so they kind of created their own. And what was theirs? Do you have it?
Not offhand, but
I'll
I
put
can
a
get it.
I'll put a link to
Hold
the
on, I got it
actual
right here.
one in the episode description.
yeah, I got it right here. Somewhere here. I was looking at it earlier.
Because it's kind of a convoluted website.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember. There's a bunch of
Yeah, it is. It is. It because on the Fox on the news channel, it's a hashtag, and so it's easier to do that. Not the hashtag. What do you call it? The QR code.
Yeah.
QR code. Yeah. Yeah.
We can pause this right now, so we have
We're
it.
good. We're good, Joe.
Okay.
We don't need to pause this thing. We
I did look it up, and Four Extra did lose some
did lose
fingers.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
in a firework mishap.
Yeah, it's go.fox/TX FLOODRELIEF. So go.fox/TX flood relief. So yeah, so there you go. Or go to Fox and click on the QR code in the corner of the screen.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Or just Google it.
Yeah, just Google it,
Because
just like I
it's,
did. Yeah,
It's a community thing that they have
it's
set
a
up just
community
for
foundation.
Texas.
Yeah, it's a community foundation, and then Fox is sending the money to that community foundation.
Right.
So it's legit. It's a legit
Right.
thing. It's vetted, and
I went to the community
The money-
foundation's
yeah.
main website
the money goes to a good. It goes to it.
directly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on their website, they have a bunch of different funds, and it's all 100% goes straight to the community. So it could be a memorial fund or a scholarship or something for a specific reason.
Yeah.
There in that part of Texas.
Oh well. Yeah. All right. I mean, when I was a kid, when I was about, I want to say maybe 14, 15 years old. I can't really remember exactly how old I was, but there's rodeos. They call it Cowboy Christmas. The 4th of July is to the Cowboys rodeo. It's called Cowboy Christmas because it's like
the 4th?
Christmas because you can go to 8, 9, 10 rodeos in one weekend, and it's like Christmas, winning money.
Oh, right. But
And
and Belton has a 4th of July.
Belton has a 4th of July rodeo,
at
but
the big expo center.
there's a lot of amateur rodeos and pro rodeos at the same time. And so my dad and them used to go to all the rodeos. This is before I was still a kid, and they would hit like 6, 7, 8 rodeos in a weekend. And that weekend during the 4th of July, probably when I was 14 or 15 years old, a friend of ours lost his life in a low water crossing. They got swept away.
Man.
Yeah. My dad said they barely got out. They were probably one of the last trucks and trailers to get out of the hill country. They were up in like Lakey, Rock Springs area, Rock Springs is above Kerrville, and then Lakey is just below Kerrville, and the Guadalupe and the Frio and stuff were flooding. And my dad said they barely got out in time, crossing those low water crossings with a truck and trailer, with the horses. But yeah, they got out of there. But a friend of ours, he was with one of the stock contractors, and he got swept away.
Oh man,
his name was Danny Joe. Danny Joe Templin was his name. I was friends with his littler brother that was my age. But yeah, it's a sad thing. And like I said, it's almost to the day, because it was the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, it's that time of year when that stuff can't take it.
Yeah. So.
And you know what else is sad is people wanting to blame Trump right away.
Yeah, that's so ridiculous. Trump and Abbott. Well, they were like, Texas people voted Republican, so that's what you get. Yeah. I mean, that's so ridiculous. That's sad. People want to be like that.
They said it's because NOAA was defunded or had less, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the National Weather Service who gives the warnings.
And National Weather Service, because it's a weekend and a holiday weekend, they would have been a skeleton crew normally.
Yeah. Actually, they knew
probably 2.
Yeah.
And then they had 5 working because they knew of the rain.
Instead of getting the facts and going out and and finding from the source, they just make things up. It was George Stephanopoulos. I know he was one of them. He was one of the first to say it. He's already been sued by Trump.
It doesn't even make any sense.
For saying lies.
So the watches were out. They upgraded to a warning.
Yeah.
Then they upgraded to an emergency.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was a couple hours,
fast.
but
people
it was
asleep.
Right. It was asleep. Yeah.
It was so early. They have the warnings on your phone, but most people turn that stuff off.
I do. I
do too.
I can't take it.
Yeah, sometimes I'm tired of it.
It's like
going off.
I'll get a warning of, child abduction
in like North Texas or like East Texas. We're not even close to it.
Yeah,
I do the same thing.
If the folks that aren't in Texas that are listening right now, yes, it's in Texas, but sometimes these towns, I'm like, oh, what town is that? Because I've only
500 miles away.
I'm not from here, right? So I look up the town. Maybe I'll recognize a license plate or a car.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's literally hundreds and hundreds of miles away.
Yeah, it could be 500, 600, 700 miles away. Texas is big.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on.
Wendy will say, oh, where is it? I look, south of San Antonio.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like,
close to us.
Oh, yeah. Be on the lookout for a Chevy truck.
I mean, it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. If you're in that area,
agreed.
That it goes off.
But I mean, the point of us saying this is because we shut those alarms off.
Numb.
We just get them so many.
Yeah, we get numb to them. Yeah. I do. So, but yeah.
And a lot of them are child abductions of a 3-year-old with the last name, whatever it is. And then the suspect has the same last name.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, the dad didn't have rights and took the kids.
Yeah.
Wasn't allowed to have them that weekend or something.
And then bring them back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also in Georgetown, the San Gabriel River flooded.
Oh, that was the day after.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people lost their lives there in Georgetown in a trailer park. Crazy. It swept them trailers away. My daughter's apartment got evacuated because she was on the first floor, and the San Gabriel was coming up, and they're on the high bank, and yeah.
How close did it get to the apartments?
Not that close, but some apartments down the road, I mean, they were almost looked like it was level to the bottom.
I've seen some videos of Georgetown, and it got close. Yeah.
So it wasn't just in Kerrville. It was, everywhere else too.
Yeah.
So
also to get rid of some myths or some rumors, it was not cloud seeding.
No,
I did look it up. There is cloud seeding that happens.
Yeah.
But what that does is they'll put small particles in the air. I'm trying to go off of memory here. I'm wanting to say it's like silver nitrate or whatever it is. It's small particles that will make that cloud rain.
Yeah.
So they did do that in Central Texas. They did not do it around Kerrville. It was days before the flood, and it doesn't last that long.
Right.
Like when they
wouldn't
see
be
the
there
cloud,
for 5 days or
No.
4 days. It
When
would
they
be
see
right
it-
then.
right.
Yeah.
So when they'll see the cloud, it'll start to rain right then. It'll rain itself out, right?
Yeah.
And they do it when it won't cause flooding.
Yeah. No,
So
you got people just want to start trouble and start,
Right.
things, making it blame on somebody, So, yeah.
that's just when they know that there's
it's just
enough.
Mother Nature, man. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
You know.
They know that there's enough moisture for it to rain,
Yeah.
but it's either some conditions where they know it's not going to rain, right? It's either too
Yeah.
stable or this whatever. But they'll seed it a little bit, get some rain out of it, rain itself out.
Yeah.
But
I mean, people
it's not the cause
people
of the
want to
flood.
live close to the river. They have those nice houses and beach, lake houses or river houses on the river, and those camps are on the river. It's a
But
beautiful
this
area,
type of
you know?
flooding is so rare.
Yeah.
I mean, it is that time of year, and maybe there should be some warnings or whatever.
I hear
but
that they might put those. You know how we have the tornado sirens. That they might along the river going to put those sirens that will go off, so people can hear them. But still, Joe, I mean, if it's been raining, those little low water crossings, water's already going over them, and it's going to be hard to get out. Regardless, there's a lot of people down there. I mean, they say they rescued like over 800 or something people, almost like 900 people almost. They rescued.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many people are down there? And those people trying to get out at the same time. It would be a traffic jam. So it would still be
And they're all trying to get out where there's
those
low
same
water
little
crossings.
roads.
Yeah.
The same little roads they're trying to get out of. So it's a bad thing, really. I mean, when it happens, it happens. I mean, it's just Mother Nature.
I would imagine the only
Sad, but
way to get out of that is to build up the roads where there'd be higher elevation.
yeah. But they're
And-
little roads and winding, and they're in those little hills going up and down and around. And,
Yeah.
you know,
That's why they call it the hill country.
that's why they call it the hill country. And
hilly.
we are at the start of the hill country.
Yeah.
Where we are at. So
It's just,
Central Texas.
Hill country starts like right over there.
Yeah, it starts right here next to us, like
Yeah.
around Killeen area. I mean, you can look. We're up on a hill
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Where you live at, it's on a little hill. So
Yeah.
we're the start of the hill country. Honestly.
Well, we also have Lake Belton
yeah,
right there. So if there's any high water, it's
it all feeds into.
not
the lake.
gonna
Yeah.
yeah, it's not gonna accumulate here, and there's no.
Well, anyway.
Well, they did bring that big old bridge thing.
a portable
for-
bridge.
A
the
portable
Army,
bridge.
The
Yeah,
Army brought one across
It's the
over
kind
Nolan
that-
Creek.
the kind that looks like a tank,
Yeah,
except no gun.
Yeah.
Right. It's just
yeah,
a mobile bridge.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I don't think that flooded though, did it?
No, I mean,
It
was
got
high.
it got really high.
It was high, but I don't even know why they put that there. Honestly,
I think just precaution. They probably looked
Maybe
at
so.
all the
what was
um,
happening?
that's
Or
Nolan
what was
Creek,
going
right?
to happen? Yeah, Nolan Creek.
So they probably the Army folks just probably looked at a bunch of different bridges around towns.
To put bridges, and since
Yeah.
they're so close to us, they have the,
Yeah.
the means to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool.
It's cool that they did though.
Yeah,
And did you hear that one guy saved over 160 people?
yeah, and he was from that area.
165.
I think he had been in that, or he had been a kid in those camps, or he was lived in that area, or something like that.
I don't know about that,
I
but he
believe
was a
something
Coast
like that.
Guard.
Yeah,
They dropped him off, and all of a sudden he said about 200 kids.
yeah,
So he probably saved. I think they credited officially 165, but altogether there was about 200 people there
yeah.
that he helped get out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. God bless that guy.
Anyway,
that's enough. That's enough of the flood talk.
yeah,
man.
yeah. It was bad.
It was bad. My heart goes out to them.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
What
hard to
else?
complain about stuff going on here when that type of stuff's going on.
exactly. I mean, yeah, that's terrible.
All right, so we'll put a link to that website if just in the description if anybody wants to donate to that thing. And then we talked about we're going to try to hit some barbecue places
we'll
up,
try to
and
hit some
we're
barbecue
going to do a mini
places.
one. a
I still
mini
think.
a mini review of some barbecue.
But you were talking about not going to Miller's and not going to Chef's, but off memory, I can't really remember. So maybe we got to go get like a quarter pound of brisket, a couple of little servings of sides, just to see the brisket, the fold test, and how it pulls apart, and so that way we'll know
Okay.
for sure. We can do that real easy.
Think we should go to 3 places and have Miller's, Chef's.
Let's do the 3
And-
here first. Let's go. Let's go to the 4.
You want to count McKeska's?
No, let's go to
Because they're a chain.
yeah. Let's go to Best Quality,
Oh, yeah.
Fat Boys,
Oh, Fat Boys.
Chefs,
Yeah.
or Shoffs, or
sh-
Shoffs,
Yeah.
and Miller's. Those 4. Let's start. There.
Let's just call it Chef's.
I like Chefs.
Okay.
Yeah, Monty Chef. I knew a kid named Monty Chef. I think he's related to those guys.
Yeah.
He team roped, and I think
Well,
they
I did
called
look
him
it.
Chef.
I did look
at
it
the
up when I
rodeo.
first moved here, and even Germans pronounce it like 4 different ways.
Yeah.
But I think the family that owns this one just pronounces it Chef's.
Yeah. Okay.
For those who don't know, it's not spelled that way. Okay, so
No, it's a weird spelling.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Hey,
SHOEPPS.
speaking of crossing some water, I got a joke for you.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah. Why do Mexicans cross over in pairs or in twos?
I don't know.
Because they see the sign that says no trespassing.
Tres.
No which is 3.
trespassing.
No trespassing. So you got to go in twos.
Oh, very clever of them.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So, yeah.
man, they're smart.
Speaking of rivers,
Oh, you got jokes?
I got jokes, Joe. Yeah. What do you call a Mexican that loses his car?
I don't know.
Carlos. Carlos. Yeah. That's a good one, Joe.
How do you find a cheetah?
How do you find a cheetah?
Yeah.
With some cheetahs glasses.
No.
Oh.
With a spotlight.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I thought
He's
I
got
thought
spots.
cheetahs with your cheetahs, because you gotta have cheaters.
Oh, my cheating glass. My
yeah,
cheater
like,
glasses.
Like glasses, cheaters. Yeah, with your cheetahs. Yeah, that would how a Mexican would say it. With your cheetahs.
Why are libraries really tall?
I don't know.
Because they have lots of stories.
They do have lots of stories, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be taller than what I'd want to climb up the stairs. I know that all those.
They'd have an
stories.
elevator for you. Multiple stories.
That'd be a lot of stories. Yeah.
Did you know that the word plethora, I love that word because it means a lot.
You
It means a lot to me,
it does
Jesse.
mean a lot. Yeah. You know where the first time I really heard the word plethora?
What?
Three Amigos.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah. Remember the guy's talking to El Guapo or whatever his name is, and he said a plethora. You don't remember that? I don't even remember the line, but it was something like a plethora.
Oh, I do remember them.
Something
talking about that.
plethora of whatever it was, So that's the word. That's when I really heard that word plethora. I never really heard it a lot.
I remember that movie, and they said that there was that somebody was infamous.
Infamous, yeah.
And I said, "What does that mean?" And
Yeah.
they said, "Oh, it probably means like really famous,
Yeah.
not just famous,
But
infamous,
really
infamous."
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
what else we got going on? Should we wrap this up, or should we do a shorter one? Do we got to get going soon?
Let's keep going a little bit.
Okay, I
about
wanna-
10 more minutes.
I want to tell folks about. I want to have guests.
Yeah, we need to have guests, and we found a place that we can, because here in our Forest Inn studios, we have 2 mics.
Yeah.
And we don't feel like spending the money right at this point to go buy 2 more mics.
Yeah.
Which in the future we are going
Because
to
if we buy 2 more mics, we'd have to have 2 more headsets.
Yeah, and so we might have to add to the table.
Yeah.
So we might have to do a reconstruction of Forest Inn Studios too.
Hey, I'm down.
Yeah. So tell us about where we can go do our podcast when we have guests.
There's a podcast pod. I think is a good way to
A
describe
pod,
it.
yeah.
It's just a
Studio.
It's just a glass enclosed
Area.
little tiny studio that has 4 mics, 4 headsets, and this what do you call this? A splitter box?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's set up for you just to be able to plug in a laptop and record for 4.
Yeah.
They also have a video studio, and I'm going to make a video.
Okay.
I don't know of what yet,
Okay.
but I'm going to make a video.
Okay.
I might do like a weather forecast.
I think the first one we do with guests, we're going to do our wives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've already asked.
And they said they would.
Both of them are down.
Yeah. They're both down.
I think they only are doing it because the other one said they would.
Oh, probably so. Probably so.
I said, Daphne said she would do it. And then you said,
I told her
Daphne,
Wendy
Wendy's
said
going to
she'd
do it.
And she said, yeah, I'll do it. She's down. So,
Yeah, so first
It'll
guest will
get-
be the wives. Hopefully they won't tell any
Yeah.
embarrassing stories
Stories
right
about
off the
us.
get-go.
yeah. It could get pretty good.
And I was going to say, these shirts of ours.
Yeah. I'm wearing mine.
I know, I like it.
Yep.
So it has on the back
A QR code.
the QR code that takes you straight to Spotify.
Yeah.
And I think it's I think it looks pretty sharp.
Oh, yeah.
But
My kids downloaded it this weekend.
a couple of episodes ago, I opened the package that I got the shirts.
Uh-huh.
I looked at it. You got yours, and we showed it. It looks
Yeah.
great, right?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't look at all of them
Right.
until day before yesterday. And on the back of one of them, there's no QR code.
Hey,
They just forgot to
they
print
forgot
it.
to put it on. Yeah.
It's on the back of 3.
Can you let them know?
I did already.
And what they say?
They didn't reply back at all, but I got a notification that it already reprinted and shipped.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just put on
That's
there.
customer service.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I didn't get a notification, wanting an explanation or anything.
Yeah.
I think I explained it pretty well in there, though, that 3 were correct and they forgot the back. And
Yeah.
it said, do you want to add any pictures to the reprint reason?
Right.
And so I snapped a picture on my phone and I added that to it and I
Boom.
hit it. And then it just said reprint and shipped. It's already shipped.
That's really awesome.
But I'm going to add a different design. It's going to be same thing on the back.
Yeah.
But the front logo, it's going to say the same stuff. It just looks a little different.
Okay.
I think it's
That's cool.
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, our song is been released,
It's been released on Spotify.
and 7 people have listened to it, and those 7 people may be us.
No. My kids listened to it this weekend. We were going to eat supper one day after we moved.
Did you find it that was out there, or you just had it on your phone already?
No. We were talking about the podcast in the car driving. It was all of us in the car, and except for Meredith, she's pregnant and she just didn't feel like going with us. But it was all of us in the car, and they were like, they saw my shirt, and so I had told them before we had a podcast, but I think it just went right over their heads,
Yeah.
I think they think I'm just talking, and so they go, y'all got a podcast? I'm like, yes, we got a podcast. And I said, I've told y'all before, but our song for the podcast just got released on Spotify. And they were like, what? And like, no way. And I said, yeah. So I told them what the name of the song was. They looked it up. Bam, we driving to the place to go eat. We jammed out to What's Going On with Jesse and Joe. And I could see everybody's head just
It is,
bobbing. Because it's
yeah.
a head bobber. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, people, go find that song. What's Going On with Jesse and Joe.
You can. Oh, it's up to 8.
Hey,
Look.
okay.
So I don't know. Somebody checked it out,
Yeah.
but
I mean, Daphne told me that, like, she'd be walking in the hallway and a kid would walk by her and they would say, what's going on with Jesse and Joe? Yeah.
because of that little intro. At the
That little
beginning.
intro, yeah.
But to be honest with you, I think a better part of the song is a little bit after that
yeah, I know.
intro.
It is. But I like the what's going on with
yeah,
Jesse and
of
Joe.
course.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
how you
gotta
got to
be-
start the
yeah.
show, But yes, you are right about that.
So this little I distributed it through DistroKid, and the app will show me like the stats on it, and
Yeah.
it'll show how much money I've made from the clicks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So far, they owe me 0. We owe you, and they have it in big letters. We owe you 0.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to
Never
take
know.
thousands
Oh,
of,
yeah.
of clicks or downloads
Yeah.
or something to
Maybe
get
in
anything.
maybe in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
we-
We're
you
not
know,
doing that to be rich.
Yeah, we'll get $1 out of it, maybe, or
Yeah.
10 cents or something.
But I think
That's
I think
funny.
it's first of all cool to say
We got a
released a
song.
song.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's only got your name, Joe. So you released
I didn't
it.
know what it's. I didn't know it
I
was going
know.
to say that.
Yeah, it's
But,
cool. It's cool.
In fact, I didn't really want it to say that.
Yeah, it says Joe Forston twice.
um,
it says Joe Forston twice.
Does
It says
it?
Joe Forston, Joe Forston. Yeah.
Does it?
On top and on the bottom. I don't know what's all that about, but it don't matter. It is what
But,
it is.
Yeah, we're not expecting to get rich from it because I had to pay.
Your boy's gonna be your guy, your friend. He's gonna be mad at me.
Why?
I've been talking away from the mic the whole time.
Oh, it sounds good to me.
I know, but he's he always says you're always louder than me, so speak closer to the mic. Speak, and so
Yeah. I was just saying, I had to pay quite a bit to get it released,
yeah.
and I have to pay like a monthly fee. So the chances of us making any money,
It's
on-
gonna cost more.
yeah, but that's not the point.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Yeah,
the point is that it's out there.
yeah. I'm watching the file here on being recorded, and now I can see my voice is same size as yours. The whole time I've been watching it, and it's been a little bitty. So I'm sorry if my voice is going to be lower on the next podcast. I'll try to normalize it and level it off, and where they'll both be the same. But it's my fault if it's not as loud. So sorry about that.
It's all right. I'm sure they'll get over
Yeah,
it.
they'll get over it. Let's turn the radio up louder.
Another thing that's happened since we've recorded, I sold White Car
Oh yes, we recorded the day
that we.
we were going to go
Yep.
take it, and so yes.
Yep.
And they gave you what you wanted for it.
Yep.
Right. They didn't want to give you what you wanted for it. I knew that was going to happen.
Right.
They tell you something, and then when you get there, they're like, "Well, they do that
Yep.
deal."
That's exactly.
And I
what they
was
did.
sitting there in the chair listening.
He said, "Well, it needs tires,"
It needs tires.
and they said we can't put cheap tires on it.
Yeah, because it's a BMW.
Right.
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay, but it's got aftermarket rims."
It's got this. And Joe said,
And he said-
it's got, "Yeah."
He said, "You're
Yeah,
right.
You're right.
They are nice rims." And he said, "Sometimes when people put aftermarket rims, we don't like them."
Yeah.
And they actually have to spend money on getting different rims because
Yeah.
they know it won't sell
Right.
to the
Right. But the
public.
rims you got, they look pretty good on that car.
Right. So, and he's like, "Well, you can take this offer and it'll be good for." And they wanted to bring me down $300.
Yeah. I mean, $300 ain't a lot.
Right.
But you
Well,
stuck to your guns.
My point is, it's not a lot to them,
Yeah.
but
No.
$300 for a guy with a family,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to say it's only $300.
Yeah. That's a round trip flight
Yeah.
somewhere.
Or a grocery bill for the month or
Yeah,
for at least
exactly.
a couple weeks.
Y'all go on vacation a lot. Y'all fly.
So, anyways,
You know?
he's like, "Well, this offer's good for 7 days or 500 miles.
Yeah.
If you go more than that, we'll figure it out."
Yeah.
And I said, "The price of cars are going up.
Oh yeah.
If I turn around, it's going to be worth more."
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, well, we really like it." I said,
It's clean.
because I actually asked more
Right.
than what they offered on the app,
Right.
because it's what was it, Car Nation or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So, because it was a really nice condition.
Yeah. Your car was great
So-
shape.
Um,
It was sleek.
So then he said, "Okay, well, we'll go back to." Not only did they come up, they came back to their original
Yeah.
thing, even though they're
Yeah.
going to have to put tires on it because they realized it was
Right.
a little.
You stuck
Anyways,
to your guns.
I got what I wanted.
Yeah, exactly. You
Um,
stuck to your guns, and they went. They were trying to, Jew you down at least a little bit,
Yeah,
just so they could say they got you down. Honestly.
I think maybe that guy keeps his job a little
Yeah.
better if he
Exactly.
gets stuff lower.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah, a little lower.
it
yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
But now I get to shop for cars,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is fun.
Right.
I still want to go
But you're
about
not in a hurry.
no, I want to go another month or so,
Yeah. That's
and then
cool.
that way, we won't drive the blue car.
Yeah.
Wendy did take it to work, because it's a nice day and she'll be able to have the convertible down or the top down. And I got my golf clubs in here.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my golf clubs in the blue car if I have to go somewhere. There's really not enough room.
Right.
So, so we're doing that.
Okay.
But we're going to try to just do one car
Yeah.
for a little while.
Well, Joe, I think there's a chance of rain today.
Again, it's so nice and sunny out.
Yeah. There's they're saying around 4:00, thunderstorms.
Oh, well,
Partly cloudy conditions from 1 to 2, with thunderstorms expected at 3.
she might just have to go top up. then.
Yeah. What time she get off?
3.
Yeah. So she'll be out there. It'll probably be later. It probably won't be at 3, but somewhere around there. So you might ought to give it a heads up. There's a chance.
Yeah. Well, she works at the airport, and she has the weather.
Oh,
right
they
there.
got the weather over
Yeah.
there. Yeah, duh. So, all right, Joe. We've kind of been blabbering about this and that, and talking about the river, and told some funny jokes. So I guess maybe we could wrap it up. I got to
Yeah.
get to Colleen. Daphne.
We're doing a little moving today.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little moving. Yeah, it might be later, but yeah, we need to go to Colleen first.
Okay.
And Daphne bought some stuff for a friend of ours. It's a teacher. She has life skills. She teaches life skills, and she got a new class started where they're gonna start cooking and doing some things. And Daphne found some Tupperware bowls, some of those old Tupperware bowls.
Oh, yeah.
The lady was selling them for cheap. So Daphne bought all kinds of plastic Tupperware bowls.
Yeah.
So the kids drop them, they won't break. You don't want to
True,
use
yeah.
glass,
Right.
So she found all these bowls and stuff for Miss Lewis. And we're going to go pick them up at Colleen and go get something to eat and clean. So maybe we can go find a hole in the wall. You want to
Oh,
you
yeah.
wanna go with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we need to find us a hole in the wall. Do you know any holes in the wall there? I know there's a Hawaiian place.
There's 2 Hawaiian places.
Yeah.
I think we liked one more than the other. I'll have to ask Wendy
Yeah.
because I can't remember. It's been a while.
Okay. Yeah, let's just go find a hole in the wall, Colleen, and go eat.
There's all kinds of stuff over
Yeah,
in Killeen.
I told
in
Daphne
Harker Heights.
we'd be back home at 11. So
They have an
there.
Argentinian restaurant, a Greek restaurant, the 2 Hawaiian ones.
yeah,
What else is over there that we really liked?
Daphne said in Nolanville there's a really good chicken place, a fried chicken
Huh.
place in Nolanville. That's what she heard.
I love fried chicken.
Me too.
It's like one of my favorite things.
Mine too. So we might do that maybe on the way back.
Yeah. I have to work on my conflict management class today.
Okay.
I already did a ton of reading and I watched a ton of videos, which is like seminars and stuff like that.
Okay.
But
Yeah, maybe you can do that when we get back, and then maybe when it gets cool,
yeah,
if it's not raining, we can go pick
Do
up a few
some moves.
boxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make one trip. We just say we did something.
yeah, we've got to be
And
productive.
I want to measure
today.
the doors, so I can go buy new doors. I got to go
Oh,
buy
what about the
doors.
trailer?
Oh, we got to go look at that trailer too.
You need a trailer for your lawnmower,
My lawnmower, yes.
And my brother Danny's
my
got a
yard over
trailer.
there at the old house is looking pretty rough.
and you need a way to get that mower
Back and forth.
back and forth.
Yeah.
And you should come mow my grass over
And
here.
I will come mow your grass too. I
Yeah.
promise. I
So,
promise.
Danny, if you're listening,
yes, Danny.
we're gonna go take a look at that
Maybe
trailer.
when we get back, and then you can do your homework, and then maybe around 5:36, 6:37, we can go get one load of boxes, take them, put them in the garage.
and that'll be a very productive day.
Yeah, at least we feel like we did something.
All right, folks, go out and do something productive today.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Or if it's evening time, maybe make it a point to be productive tomorrow.
Yes. So, all right, guys, it's been a pleasure.
It's been fun. We'll do this in less than a week, I think, right? Because today's already
Yeah.
Tuesday.
In less than a week.
And we're going to go to Taco Tuesday tonight.
Taco Tuesday. And
Mas Fajitas.
I mean, the only reason why we hadn't put one out sooner because we had no AC at Force 10.
The
Force 10
Force 10 Studios
Studios.
was warm.
So
It was a balmy 84 degrees in this house.
And before we go, I just want to say prayers go out to all the people out there
Yes.
in Kerr County and those surrounding counties that lost a lot of lives.
Yeah.
So on a serious note,
Hopefully that they don't get
yeah,
more rain and
exactly.
they can get stuff.
get stuff cleaned up and,
Yeah.
and find the bodies and get everything. So our hearts and our prayers go out to those guys out there. So
For sure.
all right, guys. Until next time, we'll see y'all. Adios.
Adios, Jesse.
Bye. Joe.
Adios.
What's going on? What's going on?